my name is Helena Dorczak, and my day-to-day role within football is the Chief of Staff at the Australian Professional Leagues, who are the custodian of the A-Leagues competition in Australia and New Zealand. I also have a position on the Football Australia Women's Football Council, and more broadly as a director with Women's Sport Australia, so looking at all different sports and how women and girls fit into that.
Fantastic. So obviously you're so heavily involved in the game. What did it mean to you personally to have Australia as one of the co-hosts for this year's FIFA Women's World Cup?
It's something I've been thinking about a lot, and I've struggled to put my finger on it. I was lucky enough to go to the men's FIFA World Cup, in Germany in 2006, and for that solidified kind of my love for the game and the heroes and experiences that I had around the sport. And so having the third largest sporting event in the world come to Australia and New Zealand shores, it was something I couldn't believe would happen in my lifetime, and I think it's amazing for Australians, girls and boys, to now have that as something as their benchmark. It's a pretty amazing thing to have happen, and it really just sets expectations for what's possible for them in their future.
And talking about the future and what's possible, what do you think the lasting legacy will be of this World Cup?
It's a really great question in the fact that there are so many facets of the legacy that will come from this. There's been unbelievable coverage of the Women's World Cup and everyone around it, having female coaches on display, amazing referees and amazing athletes. And so it really shows that there's a number of paths for the game that you can have. It wouldn't be surprising if we exceed expectations on the number of participants that come out of this. The Men's World Cup that was nowhere near our shores had an uptick of 10% on participation in this grassroots season, and I think that'll be at least doubled for next season. There'll also be just the normalising of female athletes and female sport. I think it's no longer something that you can't find and is inaccessible. It's now part of our fabric, and particularly that penalty shootout. It's no surprise that the Kathy Freeman run in 2000 was something that brought Australia together, and now having the penalty shootout against France, I think it's that belonging and togetherness of a memory that will stay in Australian history forever.
Amazing. And specifically within the domestic game, what do you think the benefits could be?
Yeah, I spoke to the participation already. I think that'll be there. We definitely need to ensure that the barriers are continuing to be removed so that there is the retention rates that we want. But specifically for me, and something I'm really excited about, there's been underinvestment by the entire ecosystem around the domestic professional game. We've already seen memberships records being broken for the A-League women. Our Liberty Pass, which was a free under-16s proposition last year, has exceeded numbers. They've already gone over 10,000 within 1 week, and we only got to 8,800 last year. So I just want to see people supporting the domestic game, seeing that you play grassroots, you can have a pathway into playing for the Matildas, and all the talent that will come through that, and just people really getting around female sport, and not just for football, but for everyone, and having it as an actual proposition that they care about and they take seriously.
Amazing. And just finally, is there anything particularly that needs to be done to cement that legacy?
Yeah, definitely. I think money makes the world go round. Investment in all facets of the game is really important. The federal government's $200 million female sporting package is an amazing first step in that, but it really takes everything it takes. Consumers getting off the couch and watching and going out to games. It takes brands to start to look at the investment in the game and also take a long view on it. You're not going to see a return overnight. It's something that we need to really work on together. And so I think definitely investment, and then also just sustained interest in the sport and everyone doing their part within that.
Fantastic. We're certainly at the start of an incredible wave, and the future's bright for football in this country, I'm sure. So Helena, that's all. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Ray.